everyone. Welcome to another episode of my Oberon Helminth showcase. And today I'm going to be showcasing the ability which I believe to be the best Helminth ability for Oberon. And of course that ability is Gloom. It also looks really cool. I mean, this is not the best color that I have, but it looks really cool regardless. Anyway, let's actually take a look at this build here. Now, the reason why I should say, in my opinion, Gloom isn't, like a lot of people think that Gloom is the best Helminth ability overall. I personally disagree with that. I mean, that's a topic for a different video. I personally disagree with that, but it has such good synergy with Oberon that I do think that it is the best Helminth ability for him. So, let's talk about some of that synergy, at least in relation to this build right here. So this build is my armor removal Gloom build. So as you can see, I have 119% strength here. And so when you combine that with the extra 30% from Archon Intensify, plus the extra 60% from Augmented, I get a total of 209 power strength. That's probably thanks to this Archon shard here. I've showcased this other Oberon in at least one other showcase, and this Archon shard, it just helps so much with these builds for some reason. Anyway, yeah, so it's partially thanks to that Archon shard. And also what's kind of funny is that, so I'm at 209% power strength with that, right? So then I go up to 259, and so without the Archon shard, I'd have 249. Now, in my opinion, the overall best focus for this is Zanuric. Right, Zanuric is going to give you 20% power strength. So if you go from 249 plus 20, that is 269. And that's like 3% away from maximum slow, which is fine. That's perfectly fine, right? But with that Archon shard, it also brings you up to maximum slow. So this thing is like just magical in some way. So yeah, really cool. That Archon shard just helps with both, just like barely helps with both strength thresholds. Yeah, it's just cool in my opinion. Anyway, I also have good range. I have Phoenix Renewal here, and then of course I have Combat Discipline to actually activate Archon Intensify. And Combat Discipline also is good for activating Arcane Avenger. So I don't really have any particular weapons to showcase as good combos with this build, except for Prisma Obex here. And so I won't be able to properly showcase this, just because it'll take a while to build up the power strength to get to maximum slow, which is where this really shines. But basically the idea is, because I have Gloom active, and then I'll remove armor from enemies, and of course, the armor removal comes from Reckoning. And because I'm using Reckoning, the enemies get knocked down, and when they're knocked down and then slowed, they're knocked down for a longer period of time. And that is really good synergy because Prisma Obex's entropy detonation is triggered by ground finishers. So let's actually showcase that quickly here. I'm going to spawn these enemies. I'm just going to kill a bunch of them. Hopefully one drops an energy orb. I'll just grab an energy orb from here, just so I can really showcase the maximum slow. Well, not maximum slow, but a high amount of slow. So now let's remove some armor. it's not full armor removal quite yet because I don't have my augmented fully stacked. So yeah, let's break these over guards, and now let's just knock these guys down. And you can see how long the slow lasts. I mean, the knockdown lasts. Pretty good, especially for like not maximum slow. I'll show you maximum slow when I'm actually like in a mission. So yeah, pretty good slowing. As you can see, Prism Obex isn't doing particularly well right now. I mean, I guess I can remove the rest of the armor. Let's just do that. You can see they just, as I showed in my previous video, the armor removal is inconsistent, particularly in the simulacrum. It also is in normal missions, but like less so. So yeah, like I said, I didn't think I would be able to properly showcase this here, but you can sort of get an idea of the effectiveness from that. If any of you want, just like let me know like which of these builds you're most interested in seeing like a full showcase of, so like an individual showcase of, and I'll probably work on that. Yeah, that's the build, just like, you know, just so you get a general idea of how it works. Let's move on to the second build I want to showcase here. I have 4 builds in total to show. I'm showing 2 of them in the simulacrum, and I'm just going to show like the mods of one of them, and then I'm actually going to bring one into a mission. Alright, so let me actually show the mods here. So this is my tank Gloom build. As you can see, this is on my health shard Oberon. All of these are maximum health shards. And as you can see, I got full Umbral. I put on some extra range just to extend the range of Gloom, mainly. Hunter's Adrenaline and Prime Continuity handle all my energy needs. Phoenix Renewal because I don't think a tank build is complete without it. It's just such a good survivability boost for both myself and my teammates. And then I have Mecha Pulse. The armor boost is really good. And plus the mecha set overall is just really good for like spreading damage. So let me show how this works. So all I'm actually going to do here is use Renewal and Gloom. No like further buffing on it or anything. It's just Renewal and Gloom. So this is just like this build at minimum strength. And you can see it works pretty well. You know, every kill I get is going to heal me to full. And with all this health, it's just a crazy amount of healing. And the nice thing about this is I have decent range plus smite. So any enemy within range is going to have an extended stagger from smite. So yeah, that's it's quite effective. It's pretty good crowd control just for like how invested into tanking it is. And yeah, I once did like a 2-hour arbitration against Corpus with this. Now I don't know if that's the best that this build can do. You know, it was an arbitration. I was surprised that like I could tank that far. And so, you know, I am kind of interested in like sort of pushing the limits of this build, and possibly even like tanking in general. But it's just I don't use, you know, it's kind of hard on my fingers, and you know, it's also pretty time consuming. Like a 2-hour straight run, it's a lot. So, you know, I could possibly go further, but it's just I don't. It's rare that I have that I'm able to because of real life reasons, not because of in-game reasons. So well, instead of just moving on, let's actually go back to the orbiter. I'll talk about the rest of the stuff here.
You
Oh,
exceed expectations. You are far more exciting and complex than any.
always the resource booster. That's like over 2 days worth. That's pretty nice. Anyway, so let's go over here. Now well, first of all, hold on. First of all, let's look at this fashion here. One of my favorite fashions for Oberon. And just all Talforge Crimsons around me. These are all for power strength, although it's not like you can tell. Yeah, I think this just looks so cool. It looks powerful too, which I believe is suiting because I think this is actually like the best build that I have. Like of all of my Oberon builds. So like through like all 5 of these, like full Talforged Oberons and stuff. Yeah, I think this is the best build that I have. So let's take a look at it.
If I may say, operator, your chosen warframe suits you. Ha ha.
Cool, Ortis. Anyway, so good range. Well, the biggest range of all of these Gloom builds that I'm showing here. It's basically just missing Cunning Drift, but I think having enemy radar is kind of important on this build. So has good range. It has maximum efficiency. We got Vigorous Swap here just for some extra damage, as well as Arcane Avenger for some extra damage, which is of course triggered by Combat Discipline. Combat Discipline also activates Archon Intensify. That's oh yeah, and PX Renewal. Let me also show you this build right here too. This build, I made this before I got all the Archon shards, and if I remember correctly, it reaches 273% power strength without them. It requires, boost from Molt Vigor, Molt Augmented, energy conversion. It requires all those boosts at once, so it's harder to manage, but it's not like particularly difficult
Do you
or
remember
anything.
the old war, operator? Order seems to have misplaced those memories.
Both of them do also have auger mods, so you're gonna get like. Did I remove something? Okay. So you're gonna get some partial shield gating. You're not gonna get anywhere close to full shields just from casting abilities. But you don't really need it. You're not supposed to get hit very often with these builds, so. Yeah, you just need like that a tiny bit of shield gating. Oh, I should also mention, this build, as you can see, it has lesser range. One thing that is noteworthy here is that, what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, this is the build that I use for farming Kuva. And so, particularly on the Kuva Fortress tile set, I don't, at least for survival, I think it's not very good to have a whole lot of range just because of the amount of overlap that is present on those tiles. And so enemies can like really get stuck under you or like in places that just take a long time to get to. And so on that tile set specifically, it's going to mess with your kill rate more often, more severely than on other tile sets. And so that's why I think it's particularly important to have low-ish range. And that's also why in both of these cases, I think it's particularly important to have enemy radar. So that if enemies are kind of stuck somewhere, you know where they are, and so you can actually move away from them, target another group of enemies, and then just let those enemies move at normal speed for a while, the ones that are like kind of stuck. And then And by doing that, you can really keep up your kill rate without a whole lot of trouble. Now, cool thing about this is that I use this with a sharpshooter parry gale. So, you know, you're sacrificing a mod slot worth of damage. But to make up for that, you of course have Vigorous Swap here, which is about a 40% boost when on top of what's the arcane called? Primary Deadhead, that's it. And then you also have Arcane Avenger on top of that, which I never calculated the boost for, but you know, it's pretty significant. And then as both like slight boosts, but like, you know, these are both slight boosts, but like they kind of like stack up pretty nicely. You get 30% on your physical damage, which probably amounts to about 14, like 12, like probably around 12%. And then on top of that, you also have Vigilante Pursuit on top of, I mean, this is on the weapon itself, so I guess it doesn't really count as like an extra damage boost, but you know. Basically my point is you're getting a lot of damage beyond like what Parry Gale itself would do. And, you know, you're getting energy from basically sacrificing it to use, by sacrificing the damage in order to use it on this damage boosting build. Now, an even cooler thing is that it not only like sustains your energy, like I think this build can sustain itself pretty well. In most cases, I mean, like, I actually kind of hope that when we go into a mission, there's like a Necros or something that will drain my energy just to kind of showcase how well, you know, this is able to keep my energy up. But the nice thing about it is that any extra energy I have can go into using Smite. And as I showed before, Smite is good crowd control. But when I'm able to use it constantly, it's also really good for damage. So I'll showcase that. This build does some really good damage. And so, yeah. Just to show my other weapons. I have a electric and viral Acarius. Which, by the way, goes really well with Void Strike here. Void Strike and Void Fuel. And then I also have Talos Boltes, which isn't built for damage, but it does benefit a lot from Vigorous Swap and Arcane Avenger. So it actually deals some pretty decent damage to like weak-ish enemies. That won't show very well on Circulus here, which, as you probably know, is my main testing node. But I mean, you'll probably see it a little bit when I'm like, I don't know, I guess like against Lancers and stuff, against those sorts of enemies. But like if I was doing something like, I don't know, like even like Steel Path, like Uranus or something, the damage would be pretty significant. So let's actually, nobody's here. I mean, I'm sure someone will join me. Probably. Maybe everyone's doing the event. I haven't actually done that at all yet.
Your weapons
But yeah,
make
let's go.
music, and the enemy calls for a song.
So let's do this. Then I do that. And then do that. Did I actually kill something? I don't think I did. Yeah, let's just do that now. Alright. Let's get this started. I got someone joining me. Well, 2 people joining me. I think there was a second person. Alright, but yeah, let's start killing things. You can just see how much this thing just brings my energy up. Look, I'm already at full again. Drain isn't too bad. Like, you can see it's a significant drain. Like, look at how quickly that's draining. But, like, that's not terrible. Now, if I were to just, like, spam smite without this, that would definitely be a problem. But as you can see, like, with sharpshooter, it's just infinite smite. So yeah, that works really well. I'm sure I'll see a good situation to show the Void Strike. What do you call it? Void Strike boosted Acarius in a bit. I like to do it when I see just a bunch of enemies grouped up. That's another great benefit of having this enemy radar. Another nice thing about Gloom is that it also like really helps with keeping my pet alive. In this case, my Smita. Let's show it. Let's show Void Strike here now. Oops. Did I lose my... My goodness, that was the waypoint. Okay, I guess I need to get my Acarius back. It's been a while since I saw someone use a Necromech here. First, let me get this Focus Medallion. Alright, nice. Alright, now let me get my Acarius back. But yeah, it's just... You can see I'm... Oh my goodness, I didn't realize I was doing that much damage. Where is this guy? It's Misery, so I don't have to worry about keeping away as long as he doesn't get to use Shadows of the Dead. There we go. So yeah, I mean, very good damage happening here. Not really worrying about like survivability, just because it's just easy to avoid hits with all this. Just this combination of slowing and staggering, and then on top of that, I'm getting some nice shield gating. Oh look, there is a Necros here. I don't know if it's using shadows. Doesn't look like it, but.
Sentient fighters won't be far behind. All manner of Oregon technology may work here due to the Circulus's proximity. If you have an Necromech.
Maybe I should just ask this guy to use shadows so I can like showcase this.
Fighters incoming.
I'm probably gonna ask him to use shadows if he doesn't use it in a bit.
longer you hold out, the deeper I can search. But if you need to leave, extraction is ready. These manifestations, they aren't from the neural sentry. Destroy them. They are drawing from your life support.
What was that? There we go, and one more. Oh wait, he's using shadows now. Let me, there we go. So now I can show how this build handles the drain. So look at all that drain now. But, you know. But with all that, I'm still gonna generally just keep my energy full. Thanks to this sharpshooter parry gale. And I can still just like spam smite basically. So that's really like, I guess the power of sharpshooter parry gale, or just sharpshooter in general really. I use sharpshooter parry gale, sharpshooter Lanka. What just killed me? Oh, this guy. Alright, I'm probably going to stop talking at this point so I can actually, like, focus. If you've seen my other videos, you know how it goes. You know, I gotta focus at some point in order to, like, actually, like, use the build properly, just because, you know, it's, like, it's all about avoiding hits, basically. So, yeah, I'm going to mute my mic. Before that, I'm just going to say I hope you enjoyed. Reminder that if you want to see any of these builds showcased in depth, just let me know which one in particular you are most interested in, and I'll work on that. This one right here is my favorite, so I'm most likely just do this one regardless. But yeah, I'm going to focus, and yeah. You get to see how it works a bit more. So talk to you all later.
soon attack.
Don't worry. I'll take very good care of Varuna. I have just the spot in the kennel for her.
Tenno, the Void has summoned a new presence and it craves our life support. Destroy these manifestations. The queens have sought out warframes before. Vor sought to present them with yours. We cannot let the worm have Varuna. Is onto you. Look out for triggers. if the Void wants us to find this. Void manifestations, drawn to this cursed place of stolen lives. They will drain your life support unless they are destroyed.